for the night. Welcome to that strange little bit of suspended time between Christmas and New Year. It's the 29th, so it's a Friday. But I needed to look that up. I needed to check. So, very quick update for the bit between Christmas and New Year, in that limbo time where you realise you've ate far too much and drunk far too much. And for me, just before Christmas, which I haven't done another video, my arthritis in my feet really flared up. I mean, people have seen the x-ray of my fingers. Well, my toes are worse. And so I'd planned a couple of walks over the break, and that wasn't going to be possible without taking painkillers. I'm prescribed some quite strong painkillers, some opiate-based painkillers, which I try not to use, but there was no alternative if I was going to go for a walk. And then, of course, the downside of that is that getting the dosage exactly right is difficult, and you end up being kind of a victim of the pills that you've taken in order to enable you. Yeah, so been a weird one. Lots of sleeping, but I have managed to get a little bit of walking in at the cost of God knows what damage I've done to my feet. But they're not going to get any. They're not going to get any better. So fuck it. What have I been doing? Well, and I have a dilemma. This is something. It's not right. It just isn't right. I think it is a case that it's going to need recharging. What I want to do is buy some of the refrigerant and get someone to show me how to do it myself. I think it'll probably need doing once, I don't know, every 4, 5, 6 months, something like that. It's butane, so it's not going to kill the planet, not going to fuck the environment, so that's good. I have got this little replacement as a standby, and I've got to be honest, this is the Ice Master 20.1 revision from Kegland via Brewkeg Tap, and it is, for its size, absolutely astonishing. Wonderful bit of kit. So I've got this cold crushing at the moment. So what was in here? This was as this here now is my pilot kit. I've got a couple of experiments going, and this, you've turned off at exactly the right point, thank you. This is a weird one because, and I got the idea, it's an idea, I watched one of Richard Williams, Dude Spruce videos, and he did a farmhouse saison, and sometimes I find farmhouse is more like farmyard, dung in a glass, but I didn't know whether that's just my lack of sophistication, or just that I don't fucking like it. Didn't know. So I was talking about this, I can't remember, a long time ago, and someone brought me round, and they've asked me not to say who they are because anyway, so I won't. They brought me round a farmhouse. It's not a kvek or quake or kvek or however you pronounce it. It's a sort of Flanders-ish farmhouse, but I wanted to do something that I haven't seen done, which is to make a farmhouse fruity hazy pale. So and now I say it, now I say it. It's got Lorar, Strata and Citra dry hop as well. So it's fruity as anything, but it is a farmhouse. So it's dung in a glass with fruit. So I'll just pause this for a minute and I'll show you what it looks like. It's the closest I've got to a Teku glass. I love the Teku glasses. It's when I make some money, I'm going to have some branded. They're from Rastal in France. So here, I don't know if I'm going to get flickery. It's got a really nice colour to it. It's not carbed at the moment. It's only got carb from being fermented. So, but it smells. It smells really. It smells like a bit like a New England IPA, I suppose. It's not meant to be a New England IPA. It's meant to be a hazy pale. But here's the thing. I'm just gonna hang on. Just excuse me for a moment. It's got that. The first off, it's kind of like fruity, refreshing, and then it's got that earthy sort of farmhouse. It's got a very dry finish. It's over 7%. The fruit from the hops is coming through, but I don't know. I really don't know. So, a farmhouse, I don't know what to call it. A farmhouse fruity. That hop combination, I've used that in hazy pales before. It's beautiful. It's beautiful in this, but it's still got that underlying kind of, the base of the farmhouse, the slightly more saison fruity type farmhouse. So I don't know what to do with it. I think it might be a tiny little bit of hop burn in there as well. I'm not sure whether that's a result of the farmhouse yeast or. But it's all right. It's nice, but I need to make a decision on what I'm going to do with it, because that's 50 odd litres, so it could be 100 cans, or I might do a couple of 20-litre kegs. Let me know what you think, because I think what I might do is I might rack it into one of these. This is a 58-litre keg menter. This is my distilled water, which I was using to top up the glycol chiller with a 20% mix. But I might put that, make some room, put that in there. I might can some of these actually, because I'm not going to have the bar open for a while. So I might put that in there and then decant it from there into there, boom, which I can then carbonate it in there and then can directly from there or into kegs. Now, the reason I don't know what to do with it is I don't know really whether it's going to be commercially viable, whether people are like that fusion of farmhouse and fruity hazy pale. So let me know what you think, please, down there in the down in my groin region. Or let me know what you think. Would you want to buy a can of it? It's quite strong, both in flavour and in alcohol, and it will be carbonated properly. It'll probably have a half decent head on it as well once it's been carbonated. Yeah, it's definitely different, and I'm not sure. I don't know whether I like it. I sort of do, but again, it's that hint of farmhouse, and I'm not sure whether that is skewing my judgment. Definitely fruity. Anyway, so my query basically is, that's 50 odd litres, 7%. That's a lot of duty to pay for something. So I need to decide, sell it or sink it. Am I going to put it up for sale, or am I going to pour it down the sink? I don't want to pour it down the sink. So, interim. My duty point, the point where I pay duty to revenue and customs, is at the point of packaging. So either when it goes into a keg or when it goes into a can, that is where my duty point is. If it goes into here, that's a conditioning tank, so it's not liable for duty yet. So as I said, that into here, that into there, carb it up, can a dozen or so, see what people think, and then possibly offer it either in cans or in, because all those, there's 20, I've got 60 20-litre kegs, for crying out loud. So I might do a couple of 20-litre kegs and see if any local bars want it. So there we have it. That's a slightly longer, short update on the bit between Christmas and New Year. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope you have an equally good New Year if I don't do another video, which is likely. I don't know yet. If I'm zonked out on painkillers, then I won't, but otherwise, who knows. So until next time, whatever you're doing, you do it safely.
You called ministers useless fuckpigs, morons, cunts. Do you think you contributed to a lack of effectiveness on the part of ministers?
No, I think I was reflecting a widespread view.
You denigrated Helen McNamara, and you sent that misogynistic